We're coming to TwitchCon this weekend. Go to twitchcon.com for more information. This opening song is called Owner of a Lonely Mouth Guitar. It's by Stephen Cogswell. Get it at awtfy.com, awtfy.com/owner.
Justin, Prince of Mouths.
There we go. Mouth Prince.
What's this? A lighter that's a fire source. What's this other thing? A propellant that shoots fuel forward. You probably think you want to grab the tube, aim it at your face, and whoopity-doo. But you probably shouldn't do that because that's a fucking fire in your face. Fucking idiots. Would you fucking knock it off? Take it from me, Fireface. Here we go. You're a fucko. Don't be me.
His talent is real, my friend.
Oh my god! Oh my god, just when I know where a Cogswell joint is going. He throws me for a curveball, that Cogswell. Hello, beautiful people. It's Tuesday night. That means it has got to be go time for Night Attack, bringing you the best of the worst of the internet ever since anybody was paying attention. Hi, I'm Brian Brushwood, joined as always by my BFF and no AKAs, J.R.Y. Justin Robert Young. Justin Robert Young, do you remember any of those words that we said or any of the songs that we made were dead?
Brian, please introduce me by my proper title. The undefeated, unchallenged Prince of Mouth, Justin Robert Young. We had set up a big event in Vegas, and then Brian comes to me before the show and he's like, Justin, you want to know what? That was a lot of bluster, and now that we're up to the razor's edge here, I'm gonna have to say I'm out. You're the king, man. The king prince of Mouth Island. That's
you know what? I'll sign off on that. Let's decide that's how it went. Let's decide that's literally word for word what I said. Write it, put it in the autobiography, have it ghostwritten by George R.R. Martin. We are done, people. He is the pretty Prince of Mouths.
Dude, why is he pretty?
I mean, ask him why he's so pretty.
I'm very pretty. I have a pretty Prince of Mouth. The mouth guitar, none are better than thar. That's what the legend says.
That was the original book. It was Marths Upon Thars, and it was about little babies who had perfect singing guitar mouths. And he said some were born without Marths Upon Thars. And then somebody sells them a machine that auto-tunes them, but then there's like a racism lesson in there somewhere. I don't remember.
Oh man.
It's a Sneetches reference. It's
yeah,
fine.
yeah. Come on, calm down. It's fine. We're all fine here.
Yeah, it's just a little children's author. Maybe you heard of him, Bryce. Judy Bloom.
Hey, man, you know who's not safe? My dog. I've noticed that Kepler has two moves. One is in a desperate bid to be pet. He sits and looks like a proper gentleman. But it's not enough for him to sit and look like a proper gentleman. He's got to know whether or not you're noticing him looking out like a proper gentleman. And he knows that a proper gentleman sits with his back to you so that you can easily scratch it and show him affection. So what you get is this dog that is constantly running up, sitting, and then looking on both sides like, you getting this? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? Are you getting this? His other move is he's constantly running out the door. And I never understand why. Like he thinks it's a race. Like the moment you go to the door. Yeah, but he tucks his nose in and he's just like ready. And you open it and he just fires off like a bullet. And I found out today what his adventures are.
What is he
from
going?
Bonnie? Yeah. What you want to explain to us? What you explained to me?
Yes, it's just when you go outside and you walk over to a certain part of our deck. It's as if the tree leaned over and shook out every acorn onto the deck.
Here, in fact, to put this in perspective, I'm gonna actually send you a picture of what this corner looks like.
Like in order
Bryce,
for that happen, the tree would actually have to like move itself in order to shake it all off,
And
so
and so he's going out there to shake more acorns off, or to get a fun, healthy.
To eat all these acorns? Is he
Treat?
selling the acorns? Are the
Am I-
acorns on
are-
eBay? Does he got a Venmo or something? Is
Is he running a squirrel black
Acorns.
market? What's going on with these acorns?
I don't know, but Josie, it was enough that Josie went out there with her friend and they picked up a bunch of them and drew faces on them.
On the acorns?
On the acorns. They
Why
made-
would you?
Well,
draw
that's a
that?
surefire sign of
It's
having
cute.
a lot of acorns.
I know.
Okay, just
That's actually economists call that the tipping point of acorn abundance.
Yeah, so
The
just
acorn
wanted-
horizon.
I want you to imagine a normal distribution of acorns around a tree. A picture
Okay.
a tree, right? And
Sure.
sort of like I don't
Like
know,
in all-
like darts.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. It could be,
I think of like 20 or
it could be
30,
steep
maybe
in the
around.
middle.
By the way, this
or-
is a
or
real
very-
tree. This is not a metaphor tree where all the acorns represent like lives lost in a war or something like that.
No.
Would
No,
you
no, no.
agree
This is-
that this is clearly a very specific collection of acorns in one specific part of our deck?
So they all.
By the way, the tree is 7 feet, 8 feet off to the left of this.
off this way.
Yeah, nothing else is collected. Like that is the magic spot. That is the collection of all of the acorns on the planet, right there in
So-
the corner of
so
that
he-
deck.
Ooh,
So-
high res.
So Kepler grabs the acorns and brings them all over to this deck for a party.
No. Well, the other part of his odd behavior is to run over and just bark at that tree. Like, give me all your acorns. Give me your acorns.
Man,
So-
I'll tell
so
you
at
what.
this point,
Maybe that was
shake
my
your
fault.
acorns
Last
on-
time I came to your guys' place was I had too many acorns in my pocket.
And by the
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
at this
That,
point,
that dog really, really, really likes barking very loud and menacingly growling now.
Wait. To call back
at this
to the
point,
pre-show.
at this point of the story,
Yeah.
I will take full responsibility
Okay.
for ever having read The Giving Tree to Kepler. I think he got the whole message mixed up and thought his job was to go and bark at the tree and have acorns showered upon him.
So just so I'm clear, your hypothesis or your conclusion is that he is going outside, jumping on the tree to shake more acorns
no,
off.
no, no.
I don't know at this point because I'm only hearing. I only know two things. He sits like a gentleman and looks over his shoulder with a come hither look that says please pet me, and then he also insists on hauling ass out the door every time it happens, and then barks. Separate vector. Bonnie's like, you ever notice? Bonnie goes all
Yeah.
Columbo. She's like, he had a
Hey,
lazy
one more
eye. I have a
thing.
blind eye. Both of us have one more question though. And then and then you're like,
Seriously,
did-
Brian?
working with what I got. I mean, unless you have some other connective tissue between you and
I
Peter
love
Falk.
that working with what you got is taking an unsolicited shot at your wife's lazy
No,
eye.
there's no shot. We've talked about
Oh,
Bonnie's
you
blind eye.
shot at that eye before.
Waka waka.
Whoever had cum joke at under 19 and a half, pay Winder.
What are you talking about, Justin? Oh my God.
We met with a gun when I tried to blind her other eye. what kind of gross ass shit are you talking about?
I think
All right,
describing
anyway,
describing
Kepler's
Kepler's
going over there and he's shaking these acorns, and it happens to be by an open well that could contaminate the water for the entire city.
Yeah.
Go
Oh, that's
on.
right. Hashtag boiled.
Anyways, so long story short.
No.
Okay.
Is there another
by the
level
way,
to this?
Have you heard this story?
no, this is all new to
Oh,
me.
this is
I did
great.
not
Okay,
expect
so
this to be
these
the
are the
show.
facts. I've given you all of the clues.
Okay.
What is your theory as to how all of these are related?
I would you know what I bet is that he saw a squirrel pick up one of these nuts and did something with it and thought, "Oh, I want to get the squirrels, so I'm going to act like the squirrels."
Okay, and what does that look like?
Sitting on hind legs with the paws up.
Oh, so okay, so he runs out there.
And also going and collecting acorns.
And he wants to be first because he's afraid the humans are about
because
to pick
he's
up
afraid
on his
winter's
trip.
going to come and the grasshopper.
Okay.
And yeah.
Okay.
So that's my guess.
Very close. Very close. Actual story, he runs out there so he can bark at the squirrel,
Okay.
at which point the squirrel stares at him from above and throws acorns at him nonstop for hours and hours and hours on end. And there's a giant fucking pile of fucking acorns in
So
our
this is a
backyard.
battlefield. This is a battlefield.
A real thing. Real thing.
And then squirrel's up there going. And then,
I swear, Bonnie, you've got to get video footage of this. You've
Oh,
got to
yeah.
get video
gosh.
footage of this.
And then Kepler's just going, throw your acorns at me in the name of fall.
So he really, I mean,
Oh.
yeah, the squirrel's just nutting all over him.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
What?
I mean, come on.
You guys, you dirty birds, all of you.
Oh.
Dirty squirrels.
Dirty squirrels.
Dirty squirrels.
Meanwhile, Brian needs to cut the branches before winter because that squirrel's going to be cuddled up in our taxes up in our attic.
Up at our tax. Oh yeah, no, actually, that is where we keep our
Yeah.
taxes. Yeah, good call. All right.
Hey, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of hidden talents,
Mm.
like it's about one of the nights here.
Swear to
that
God,
we had
are you
in,
going to bring it back
Vegas.
to your mouth guitar? Your pretty perfect mouth guitar?
No, that's not hidden, Brian. I'm world renowned. Undefeated Prince of Mouth. All right.
Okay.
No. This was a moment we were in Vegas for Scoops Fest, and there's one of the nights where as is now tradition in the 2 years that we've done it. There's one of the nights where Bryce and I wind up staying up too late playing blackjack. It's later in the evening. It's creeping up into the early morning, and we're playing blackjack, and I think it's safe to say that we're both pretty faded. And so at that point, that Bryce looks over to me because we had a conversation earlier in the weekend, and he says, "Hey, you want to know what I'd really, really like to do? Is go to like a real Japanese karaoke place."
Okay, now I assume those only exist in Japan, right? That's why they're called real Japanese karaoke places, is because they're not.
I
in
would actually like.
Las
That's
Vegas.
a very good question, Brian, because what Bryce is referring to is like not a bar that somebody comes in and sets up karaoke,
Right.
like out in the open, and you're filling out a form.
And
This is like
somebody
a
walks
room.
out there, they're like, "Hey, I'm Bruce. I definitely didn't download all these from the internet. I have licenses for all these songs. Also, it's a very big list. Here, take a 3-ring binder."
I know, and then nobody wants to do it for the first 30 minutes, so it's just Bruce going, "I get knocked down, but I get up again. No one ever's going to get me down. I get knocked down."
I get up again. That squirrel is a real clown. Throwing acorns.
It's me, Kepler. I'm an
Acorns.
animagus. No, it's not that.
No.
It's instead a private room where you can enter in, and so it's just you and your friends that are all singing. So you don't wait a lot. You're just pretty much going back and forth with all your friends.
So there is one of these places here in Austin at the Highball. They've got those, right? There's
That's
like
right.
4 karaoke rooms, and you can rent them. And they're like, "Hey, man, embarrass yourself by yourself. That's our lesson. The Highball.
Yeah.
We don't do bowling anymore." That's our other tagline.
That's our other thing.
See, now that's a good question that you just asked Bryce, because I would assume it's not like Bryce has lived in Saudi Arabia his entire life. Like he's lived.
That's a
in
very
and around
specific
major-
example. I'm not sure where this is headed. Go
I'm
ahead.
saying he's lived in cities that probably have these kinds of places, including the city that he lives in right now in Austin. I was
mean-
kind of surprised that you'd never been to one.
Yeah, I'd never been to a karaoke box or a karaoke night or a karaoke bar ever.
What?
Wow, what?
We have
Yeah.
to do a karaoke party. Like one of the first things at the new property. That has to be like a whole thing.
Yeah.
Now,
Well,
imagine my surprise when I hear that. And then we go to Ninja Karaoke in Las Vegas. Highly
Downtown Las
recommend it. It
Vegas.
was really, really good. But Bryce all of a sudden, and he's even kind of hinting at it. This is drunk Bryce.
By the way,
this was
I tapped out. It's already late enough.
we got there at like 2:30 a.m.
There was a hot minute that I was going to join you guys, and I was like, "Oh, well, maybe I'll play a couple of hands of. Oh, it's past 1 o'clock, and I'm not feeling well, and I'm gonna go to bed. Good night, gentlemen."
And by the way, Brian, that was my plan. It was like, all right, we play blackjack in the casino lobby,
Right.
Like, and then when we're done with that, well, I can just F right off, go to
Yep.
sleep, we're good to go. And then Bryce is like, let's do karaoke. And I'm like, well, we've got into that sweet spot where an hour earlier I'd be like, man, no. But now that I continue drinking that extra hour, I'm like, anything is possible.
Well, and plus also you had done and we talked about this the next morning. Like I was apologetically seeking permission to go to bed, and you were comically giving me permission to go to bed. But both of us sort of failed at our job. So I would imagine if you were the ghost of Christmas past watching it, it looked like me saying, "Oh man, I don't know. I'm feeling like maybe I'm old and tired, and maybe and then Justin responds with, fucking die for all I care. Get the fuck out of here. And none of that is what either of us said.
Right.
But that's how we both failed to obliquely
Because again,
approach
this
our
was
thing.
Friday. This was the day that like registration was happening at Scoop Fest. So we had been drinking literally all day.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically all day. Metaphorically all day.
Also, I might have gone straight to the ER upon walking off the plane.
Another story we haven't told anybody.
Oh shit, we haven't even told that. That's right. God damn it.
Wait for this
One
one.
thing at a
then.
time.
All right. So here we go. Bryce, he's driving on the way there, and he's like, man, I got all these songs. I'm going to sing all these songs. And I'm like, cool, Bryce, you're going to a karaoke place. I sure as fuck hope that you're going to sing some songs, or else we're both going to waste a lot of money.
Very
So
good
he
prices.
goes there. He's in the room, and he starts like furiously, as if remember how fast like you used to dial when you didn't have like a cell phone with pre-dialed numbers. It would just be like boop 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 boop. You like call your girlfriend's number or whatever. That's how fast Bryce is entering shit into the fucking computer.
You know what's funny is you were trying to set up a metaphor of how fast and furiously Bryce was doing his thing, and I thought, and the thought that I swear this is totally true that popped into my mind was like he's hosting Night Attack. Like that's how fast he is. He's producing.
There we go. Yes, he used that level of quickness. That his producer level of entering shit in.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens next, even in the half-faded memories of Vegas, is something that I will never, ever, ever forget.
Is it worth just diving in, or can I, at this point, can we flash forward to just a single phrase that Justin, like, non-ironically says to me? Like, in the morning, it's like the first words out of my mouth are like, hey, man, I was trying to be clever about going to bed early. You seemed upset. Is everything cool? You're like, oh, no. I was trying to say it's not a problem. Go to bed. Everything's cool. And then, like, brief silence. I'm glad we're on the same page. Brief silence. And then out of nowhere, Justin says, Bryce has the voice of an angel. And I say, what? And then Justin says, he sang to me last night. He sang in a tongue I've never heard before, and it was magic.
Bryce sings nothing but Japanese songs. In Japanese that to my ears sound fluent. It sounds like some shit out here at the end of an anime. And I believe, Bryce, we have a clip.
We do have a clip. This is me singing. If I can
Tony
tell from
B.
these,
Angel.
I think this is Ai no Uta. Oh my god. I've never heard this recording.
Oh.
Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play.
Dude, this motherfucker is not reading the words. No. This motherfucker knows the words.
I know that song very
Holy
well.
By the way, no cheating on the phone, no looking up genius.com and fucking, like, no phonetic shit. That dude had it all upstairs, and it was coming out the mouth hole in angel speak.
Yeah. It really was.
He's like, yeah, pretty
That
great,
was,
bro. I'm surprised myself I'm not wearing sunglasses already. I mean.
So, do you think you could travel to Japan with your karaoke speaking
I
skills?
mean, I don't think they make him check him at the border. Like,
No. Like, without like an interpreter or something.
I could maybe get around. I was doing Duolingo for a while there.
Oh, cool.
So,
look at that.
but yeah, I like that is like a reason I've I don't know, wanted
Either
to
way,
travel to Japan is to do a real karaoke.
separate thing. Bonnie, you're not fooling me. I saw tour guide flash in your eyes. As someone who speaks the language.
No. Like Josie was saying she wanted to go to Japan today.
Oh, Josie wants to go to
Oh,
Japan.
okay,
I actually
Oh.
kind of don't. I was thinking about it.
Oh no!
No,
I
you
know,
wouldn't really want to go.
maybe hopefully
Why?
I
mean,
can
is
talk
it like
you
is it like
into
the
it.
culture or the people or the language, history? Like what? Why don't you want to go?
The constant threat of giant monsters trashing the city. What is it that scares you about Japan?
It's probably like
Oh,
you want
actually-
to do Tokyo, right? Like,
Sure.
Yeah.
and like I don't. What am I gonna do in Tokyo? Just be like,
You're gonna sing karaoke.
I'm gonna have migraines because of all the lights and all the.
Wait, hold on,
yeah.
Bonnie. What will you do in Tokyo? Bryce, I think we have a clip. What you'll do in Tokyo. This was specifically pre-planned. What
Yeah.
Bonnie will do in Tokyo when the Brushwoods take Japan.
What's that song about?
So that song
Wait,
is
hold on.
Okay.
Because I mean, I only speak a little Japanese,
Sure.
but it sounds like he's saying, "I want to hear some funky Dixieland." Fukuyama, come and grab me by the hand. I mean, I may be a little rusty on that.
Yeah.
It did hit me afterwards. The next day that I had basically spent an hour and a half singing love songs to Justin in Japanese.
No wonder you had the voice of an angel.
So by the way, so I take that video was recorded because I sent it to Ashley, and the first thing that comes back seconds later is tell that bitch to back off.
Meanwhile, Justin I think is does not have the patience for the karaoke as much, and so he's doing like country songs and LMFAO in between my songs.
I was like, this is way too culturally meaningful and impactful for Bryce. So I'm just gonna do like all the trash karaoke songs that I know that are like.
To be honest, I think that was the right call because like you could either try to sing his songs, in which case,
None like
might be disrespectful, right? Or you could do bad karaoke of stuff you don't know how to do, in which case that sucks all the oxygen out of, singing karaoke in a private booth. So I think you played it exactly right. He went to his cultural heart of Japan. You went to your cultural heart of South Florida.
No, yeah, my cultural heart of Toby Keith's, courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue, the 9/11 song he wrote that includes the lyric, "We'll put a boot in your ass, it's the American way."
I'm going to guess, the happiest you were that it wasn't entirely an authentic Japanese karaoke
it was
established in Japan.
No, it was great. I was glad to have anyone with me at all.
But,
I'm shocked that you hadn't done one. All I ever do is see pictures of you and Diamond Club fam hanging out in Austin. I would have thought that's like week one when you moved down there.
I had not really considered it much. There are not too many English songs that I know that are like on the karaoke books.
Wait a minute. For you hold on. Yeah,
I know.
Scream.
It was a one of the English songs I did that night was Hall & Oates' "Out of Touch," and that was a very deliberate pick.
Because it wasn't Japanese. You're like, what do I know that's not Japanese? You're out of touch.
You're out of time a little bit.
So the Is it a case where for you the experience of karaoke is divorced from the English music appreciation side of things, or
I mean, I've been listening to Japanese music since like 6th grade.
okay,
And so that after a while it becomes more of an aesthetical thing, right? Just like
sure, but do
your
you
taste-
take the time to learn the syllables to look? I watched all of Cowboy Bebop
Sure.
7 times over probably the same amount of time of you since 6th grade.
Okay.
And I would be a straight up racist if I tried to sing that song at the end.
Okay, yeah.
But
but
Yeah.
the thing, like, those 7 times of watching Cowboy Bebop is like what? However many hours times 7?
no,
it was a
They all
series.
end with the same song and the end credits music that's
Okay.
in Japanese. And in fact,
But even then, so like,
Yeah, no, Brian. What Bryce is trying to say is that you just watched some Cowboy Bebop.
no,
I'm sure it's
no.
only X amount of hours. So big picking incoming in 3, 2, 1. Bryce, how many hours have you spent listening to Japanese music?
I mean,
All of
tens
them?
or hundreds of thousands of hours have to be.
Yeah, but not the same song.
I
Like,
mean, when
you
it's
know.
hard to get music, yeah.
Number
Ah.
one, I was there. He knows a lot of Japanese songs, and he knows them without looking at a thing, and he sings them all in what I assume is pitch perfect tone.
Well, and that was the thing I was really self-conscious about, because anytime I try to sing when I've been drinking, anytime I've played Rock Band at a party, I always get really off pitch, and like I sound really bad.
Okay, well then number one, the great news is that your one audience member was trying to figure out how to mash up Margaritaville and Party Rock Anthem. You were the voice of an angel.
But yeah, it's just a thing where that's been most of what I've listened to for the past
Forever.
very long time. And so like the song that there's a clip that the clip that we played, that song is from like 2009, 2008, and that's 10 years of listening to that song. That's a good ass song.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It
Yeah.
slaps.
it slaps. It is fire, fam.
Well, there we go. I guess the next time that we all get together, I mean,
Maybe.
who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe even this weekend in
So-
San Jose.
Oh,
So we, before we get to the future, let's wrap up the past. Hot damn, was that a fun show at Ice Cream Social and Scoop Fest and doing Night Attack Live?
Yeah.
That went extraordinarily well. In fact, did we just run it as is? I forget. Did we
Pretty much.
Did we chat about anything before we got into the game? Because I remember the Mikey quiz just dominated the hour. of
yeah.
the-
I think there was maybe 5, maybe 10 minutes of you guys talking, but it was almost all the Mikey quiz for sure.
Oh yeah. So people are asking about the ER
yeah.
visit. Yeah. You can't just leave that
Well,
like a
you're right.
And
dangling participle.
small. It ended up being rather small potatoes, right?
It's still.
Oh, is it still a thing?
Yeah, no, it's still a thing. So
Did you stop exercising?
No. I'm still exercising.
Well,
I'm
that's
just
fine.
muscling through it. I get inspired, but sometimes my inspiration gets low, and I listen to this one Japanese song. You wouldn't know it, but all of a sudden I feel real.
Brian, just when you're focusing yourself,
All right, wait,
we
here,
actually have a clip.
I'm
of
going to
what
send
you
it over
Brian
to you.
said.
It's
Just
really
just
it's
the audio.
something.
So let's just
It's
full
my
screen
personal eye of
as
the
psyching
tiger.
himself
'Cause,
up.
Okay, yeah, here we
goes
go.
a little something like that. And send.
And oh, here we go. Click.
Yeah. I'm doing this for you, Godzilla.
I'll tell you what. I always thought it was in the Florida Panhandle. I didn't know Gainesville was a prefecture in Tokyo.
So we so we landed in Vegas on Friday morning, And I go and the McLaren
No,
airport's
I think
really
it was
big.
Thursday. We went a
Thursday
day
morning,
early.
right.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So
right. Our pre-chatter was just about the Tournament of Kings. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah.
So the McLaren airport's very big, and I usually go and get the bags while Brian deals with the rental car. And so I go and I go off ahead because I sit up front in the airplane where Brian likes to sit in the back. And so I go and get the bags. And I'm like, okay, here, I'm at this carousel. Just meet me at this carousel. This is the standard operating procedure for airports.
Yep.
And I get a text back that says, okay, well, I got off the plane and I found out that there is an ER in this airport. So I'm going to go to the ER and get an X-ray very quickly.
Yeah, real thing that happened.
Meanwhile, Mitsula came to pick us up to give us a ride from the airport, and I thought, oh, does he? Because I had just read it and I hadn't. I thought, is he telling me to go off ahead without him? Is he saying that the ER is near the airport and he's gonna go and we're just gonna split up? But no, there is an emergency or like a quick patient thing in the airport.
Urgent care. Right. Okay. So in order, things that happened is the 2 days earlier on Tuesday. Spoiler alert: I wear flip flops. I love flip flops because it's hot out, and then I don't have to sweat on my face. I sweat from my feet where they belong. And then side effect. Also, I walk dogs, and occasionally exposed heels hit things. And in this case, it hit it really, really bad. And it at the time, it wasn't even such a big deal that I don't even really have a specific memory of when it happened. All I know is like it's one of those. You ever do that thing where you stub your toe or whatever, and you feel that first ka-clong, and then you take a few more steps and you think, here it comes, here it comes, here it comes. And then there's that wave of like, oh, jeepers, that really hurts. That's
Sure.
This is a shared experience, right?
Yeah.
Okay. In this case, it was like, oh, golly jeepers, does that hurt? And
so this is still Tuesday. You hurt your
right,
your
went
heel,
on
whatever.
the rest of the day. Did night attack that night, no big deal. Woke up the next day. And it was like, oh, golly, that place where I banged my foot, that sure did hurt. And so I put on my gym shoes and went to the gym, and it was like, okay, upper body, lower body.
That's not the way I remember.
Oh,
it.
no. You're going to the next day. Because it was one of those weird things where it really didn't feel like much at first. And so I almost did a lower body workout, and I was like, let's do upper body. I don't know, my foot kind of hurts. Over the course of the day, it just hurt worse and worse and worse. And then finally went to bed, wake up to go to the airport. I by the time I wake up in the morning, I'm just like, holy shit, balls, this really hurts. I'm full on limping everywhere I go. I end up parking closer into the airport than I normally would.
Oh, right, because you didn't want to walk the little bit extra for the quick trot.
Well, I mean, look, I've flown out of Austin quite a bit.
You
So
motherfucker.
normally, if you're gonna park there, you're either parking at one of the
off-site
lots that has a little bus that takes you in, or hey, I'll tell you, if you want to get real close, they got a new little parking structure right there. So you parked at the parking structure?
It was my car ended up in the parking structure.
But
That's
you would have
the
surely had to
important part
walk out
story.
of the structure
Yeah, I
because
mean
it's so
that
big
they have
and
like a
many
nice,
levels.
it like has these weird abstract art and stuff like that. Like so. You made that. That's a long walk though on a bum wheel.
Not much for a leisurely scenic route, you know.
Okay, fine. I did the valet parking because
Oh!
I didn't want to. Because I
valet parking. Ooh.
so,
My keys, sir.
so I get out and
Do you have a boot?
I swear to God, if Bar with the Bar is not on this radio when it's returned to me, heads will roll.
So I sort of shuffle over and I'm like, man, this really, really hurts. And then as often happens, like you get a few steps into something, and you're like, okay, I think I can get through this. We're all right,
Yeah.
And then I go through clear and I go through TSA pre and I thumb my nose at all the hoi polloi behind me and then I make it through and I get on the plane.
That's totally reasonable.
Yeah, that part's reasonable. Get on the flight. And again, like the flight's early enough that it's like I just go straight to sleep. But I take off my shoes beforehand, and I wake up and
you're gonna get some hate mail.
Oh, for taking off my shoes?
Yeah,
it's over 3
a lot of
hours.
people
Yeah,
hate
you
that.
get that. Yeah, that's the cut. The cutoff is, I believe, 37 minutes. Is well over the cutoff. It's fine. Shoes go right off.
But you leave your socks on.
No, well, and also I make sure to prop my foot up on the
Oh,
rest.
God.
Did you really?
Hey,
Did you really?
What? You're not the
Did
boss
you
of me.
really?
That's,
Oh my god!
Can somebody please double check the passenger shaming Instagram account? Just to see,
Exactly. Let's make sure Brian's not taking a chair to the face.
turns out that's documentary footage. But when the plane lands, and I'm doing fine up until this point, I'm starting to toy with the idea of like maybe I'll get an ace bandage or go to a whatever. But because I had spent the previous day wearing flip-flops and now I have to put on tennis shoes, there's something about like, I guess, I don't want to show my feet on there.
Again?
Okay, you might as well.
All the time.
believe
Don't show.
well, I mean, like at least if you're gonna show your feet on air, Brian, I think we actually have a clip of traditional feet display music here, just so we can present it a little bit better. Bryce, I think we have that clip ready to go.
Oh, Godzilla. Hold on. Oh, you want to see my feet? I'm almost done with my set, but... Oh, golly, I guess I'll let you see the back heel. I appear to have a 3mm protrusion. It's from a decade of triathlons. Yeah, I can't get it on there. Anyway,
Okay.
But the point is that... like it doesn't hurt on the bottom, doesn't hurt on the ankle, doesn't hurt on any of the parts that you think might be snapped. But at the back of my heel is just like, I don't know, I guess when you run a lot, that, I don't know, sticks out, I guess, according to the x-ray. But the moment I put on the shoe, like I make it barely off the plane and immediately sit down, take off the shoe, put on a flip-flop. So now I'm wearing one shoe and one flip-flop. After...
Which, by the way, although traditionally something you see from somebody who's getting on a plane leaving Vegas is not weird for Vegas.
It's so, but I mean, like, I cannot handle like this with all the laces all the way loose. I'm just, and so okay. So here's the thing. So I'm walking out, and I'm like, okay, I'll just get an ace bandage, it'll be fine. And then here's what gets stuck in the back of my freaking mind is you that same judgy face. That's right. Squinting those eyes. Last time I had this feeling of, I wonder if I should go to an emergency room, was on the Monterogue when I split open my index finger and I decided it was fine. And then went to bed, woke up the next morning, and I bent my finger and everything just split right open. And I was like, oh, well, I definitely have to go to the ER now. Went to the ER, and what do they say? They say, you made exactly one mistake, sir, and that's not coming directly to the ER because we could have stitched this together and it wouldn't have been nearly as bad of a problem. And later on, 2 months from now, I'll bet you'll be jerking off in a warehouse. And then, and it's wanting to avoid all of that. I'm thinking to myself, well, maybe I'll go to the ER.
Wait, you're blaming your finger?
I blamed it at the time. Do you listen to the show? You were there.
What?
Justin remembers. The whole reason, it was a whole thing. I had to keep my finger erect for a month, and then finally I was able to bend it and grip things. And so I had only one thing I really wanted to grip. You remember the whole thing? All right. Anyway.
Until then, he just had to do like the reverse version of somebody lifting their pinky while drinking tea while he was jacking it at the warehouse.
You know what's funny? I don't even remember that.
Look, we all have the important. We're all the star of our own story. The important part was I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, there's a non-zero chance that I actually like bang something hard enough to create a chip or a split or some shit. And I was like, I do not want the embarrassment of walking on it, hobbling around for 4 days in Vegas, and then having the following week's night attack be about how, so anyway, I'm crippled now and I can't run correctly because I didn't go to the hospital. And so I'm walking through, and then I see a giant ass sign as big as that BB logo that says urgent care in right next to TSA. Go. And so I did, and they did an x-ray, and they were like, yeah, you just banged it up real hard. It'll be a couple weeks, and now you're all caught up. But it still hurts like a motherfucker, though.
Oh wow, because it was feeling better by the end of the Vegas.
I mean,
show.
it was certainly feeling better than how it began. But like, at this point, I'm not taking any Advil or anything for it, and it's just sore. It's really sore. It sucks.
Well, hey, you want to know what would make it feel a lot better is if people continued to donate to patreon.com/nightattack.
Yeah, man. Let me tell you a real harrowing story of somebody who almost couldn't make it to the airport, but only through the generous donations of the people over at patreon.com/nightattack was this person able to afford specialists who were able to get him close enough to limp his way through TSA security.
Real talk.
Yeah.
We've made a point to be a little bit more promise-keepy on this show lately.
Yes.
So we're not going to talk about a thing that may or may not be currently happening because we want to wait until it happens before we talk about it because we don't want to take credit for ideas. We want to take credit for products.
Look, man, we understand that our credit rating when it comes to promise keeping is not very high, but I can point to a month ago we made some horse boys very happy. Also, hypothetically, flight of fancy. Let's imagine we were better at keeping promises.
Yep.
What's an example of give me a little peek into the dimensional side dimension. Let me flash sideways.
Let's just say that all of our Patreon levels are based on a fantasy world where we would continue to do album tracks all the time and we would release albums on a regular basis. So if some of those tiers that get you things like early advanced copies of tracks and ability to vote on tracks that are either going to make it or not, let's say theoretically, if we were not pieces of shit and we're instead really good people who were keeping promises, this might be a good time to adjust everything to a point that you would like to be. This would be a good month. In fact, the next few months would be good months to be at levels that you would like to enjoy perks at.
Justin, even in this crazy, fictional, totally not real sideways universe that you postulate, it seems like the only way you would be bold enough to say that now would be a good time is if we already literally had something 70 to 80% of the way complete that was gonna be a giant surprise to people.
Well, if that were the case, then we certainly wouldn't talk about it explicitly. We would have to do this really bizarre dance where we outline exactly what it is by tracing the very rims of it without saying explicitly that things are being worked on by a professional who may or may not have come out of the same vagina that I did.
Okay, okay. In this crazy hypothetical sideways universe, like if only your phone could teleport messages from this sideways universe giving out of context quotes that somebody in this sideways universe might have had feelings about whatever this thing that definitely does not exist but could exist in a sideways universe was.
Now I'm lost, but I agree with you.
Oh, dang it. I was going to
Is this a cue for me?
No. I was going to try to get you to read some quotes from the person who's doing the thing that.
Yeah, no, if I were to read from somebody who may or may not be currently editing this thing that may or may not exist.
In alternate universe, definitely not in our universe.
In an alternate universe, then maybe I would have received unsolicited text messages like, holy shit, I just listened to My Butt Is Mine. I'm fucking dead.
That's weirdly specific for an amorphous message from another dimension, but that's fine.
Or the words that are highlighted in these songs are funny as hell standing on their own. Then you guys add in your own listeners to appreciate the phrases 10,000 times. This is gold.
Okay, well, good for them, alternate universe. Unfortunately, we live in our universe. Unrelatedly, patreon.com/nightattack.
Or like this, balls deep is cinematic, like fucking beautiful. Also, I thought the lyrics were "your balls deep in a Jew" and not "your balls were deep inside of you."
Little specific.
So anyway, get on the Patreon right now. Now's the time to get on the Patreon. And also, we got some interesting thoughts in the future. We're going to prove that we're not deadbeats, and then we're going to have some thoughts in the future. But also, Brian, if you do become a new patron or you adjust your pledge, then, of course, you become eligible to be part of the...
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Night Attack new Patreon name chant corner hour.
It's an hour of it. Hey, man, I don't know what you guys have been doing here in the internet's, the lawless far corners of the internets, but I'm here to bring the law. It's me, the guy who brings the law. Guess my name. What do you think, or my job? What do you think my job
God.
is?
Is it the world famous Wyatt Lawman?
Very close. He's an enforcer. I'm more of an attorney.
Oh, is it you, Jeff Lawyer Person?
Darn close. I'm his cousin, Josh Lawing.
Josh Lawing.
Hey, man. Y'all stop knocking off having no laws. It's time for the laws. It's me, attorney, pew, 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 and enforcer, Josh Lawing.
Josh Lawing. Josh Lawing. Josh Lawing.
Hey, by the way, I watched Fight Club again. That whole his name is Robert Paulson thing. That would be creepy to hear in the wild. So I hope that somebody enjoys it when we chant their names on the show.
Yeah. Oh no, totally. Yeah. I hope you're also Meatloaf.
A writing under the name Josh Lawing, and
Yeah,
that you
I
really
would
want to make
prefer-
laws.
Hey, by the way, if does Meatloaf listen? If so, write in.
Hey, in the meantime, do we have a dead simple story that we can tell people that takes under 1 minute? Because
Oh God, yeah, Brian.
JKing, sorry, I was JKing 206.
Yeah, well, listen, Sunbun is a human being that we're going to meet at TwitchCon this weekend.
Heck yeah! But will a Davy chorus of angels summon our hearts to sing?
Well, if they do, then you will know it by the sound of the Babcat in the dead of night.
Yes, and Curtis LaRock will say, "Hi, it's me, Curtis LaRock. I'm here too," and Trey Warren.
He's a very, very sweet boy. But when it comes to true bloodlust, it might be Kyle, the villainous warrior who ravaged the countryside that knows the truth.
Oh my God, him and his dark henchman, W. Scottus 1. Yeah, it's me, W. Scottus 1. W. Scottus 2's dead.
And only then did they steal the bio cow so they could have its riches for their own.
Yes, and they placed it upon the Lenina, and they praised it, and they slaughtered it in an offering to Dan Wally.
Oh, yes. But if it were not for Captain Fubar, the leader of the American military, who came to save the bio cow.
He said, "I proclaim these dead polymers to be awesome." And then we all toasted to Gambling Man. The end.
Of course, everybody. You can go ahead and support us on Twitch, and you can get your name read if you post it during the show. If you have Amazon Prime, give us your money. It's free. Just go ahead and Google Twitch Prime. And then go to our site, twitch.tv/Night Attack.
Steal that money from the world's richest man. It's a real heist. You, me, and the richest man.
Hey, Tony B. Angel, what's our game tonight?
Well, we can play a game. I don't know if we wanted to talk about TwitchCon at all.
Oh, we have to decide some stuff. Do we want to get a special caller on the line? Because we got to make some plans. Like on the one hand, yeah, you're not into this. You want to?
Oh no! I'm into it. I'm just like trying to think of exactly what we're gonna do.
Well, specifically because I think there is an opportunity for a game. There's a heist that we could pull, and I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth, but if that mouth wants to control the fingers to call someone on Skype and use the mouth to talk to us.
All right. First things first. Everybody go ahead and download. If you are coming to TwitchCon this weekend, download the TwitchCon app. You can find us in the app. Search for Night Attack. I believe we are at 3 p.m. in the PJ Salton.
That sounds right.
Theater.
That sounds right. Look for The Leftovers. I believe that's the name of the
Yeah. The
panel.
name is The Leftovers. And Brian and I are going to give a talk. I'm pretty sure this will definitely be recorded. It will either be our episode or it will be a banked episode that we can play because it'll be an hour long and it'll certainly be worth it for us to talk. But otherwise, TwitchCon is kind of a different beast for us because we are going to be there in full force for the first time. The first time that I went was last year, and I was kind of still addled with the back thing, and so it was basically just me drinking and running into people that I knew. But this is going to be the first time that Night Attack descends on TwitchCon. And aside from our panel, there is one thing that would be very, very fun, and it might be happening Friday night.
How might is the M word on this?
By might, I mean we can be as coy as we want about a thing that's definitely happening.
Okay, great. Good. Well, but specifically, okay, so I was talking to Mike TV. We booked our tickets. We're all flying out together. We're trying to figure out, hey, spoiler alert. Hi, my name is Brian Brushwood. Here's a surprise to exactly no one. I haven't booked a rental car or figured out where we're going to stay when we're out there. If anyone has any suggestions, hit me up.
Did we get tickets? TwitchCon tickets?
You and I have tickets, and I called Mike to ask if he had a ticket, and he was like, "No, I got it." And
Okay.
I was like, "Oh, great. Well, what? I'm about to figure out if we're gonna, rent a car or where we're gonna stay." And he's like, "I'm Mike TV. I'm battle hardened. I'm made of diamonds and grit." And I was like, "Why are you telling me this?" He's like, "I plan to sleep on the roof of the Transamerica building and then BART my way into town." And then go back to the top of the Transamerica building every night. And I was like, okay, or nutty idea, we could get a room together and then and figure out transportation. But along the way, Mike TV sort of drops this like, yeah, so I got our schedule. At which point I found out we had a schedule, and he was like, it's a good slot. It's a good slot at a good venue. And, it's a music thing, and I'm a music guy. And, oh, by the way, joining us live on the air, Mike TV. Mike, good to see you, sir. Oh, sorry, you're muted. We're getting it figured out. But in the meantime, have I represented everything, give or take, correctly up to this point? All right, I'm getting thumbs up. Yeah. At which point, Mike. Now, at this point, I'm not going to use Mike's actual words because everything up until this has been his actual words that he spoke. Between the lines, what I heard Mike say is, these Twitch people, they're nice folks. They're great. Everybody's great. Great musicians on Twitch. Maybe not as live experienced as me.
Well, look, this is going to be a celebration. So. We have kind of buried the lead here. Ourselves and Mike are going to be a part of a celebration of Twitch music on Friday night. I believe that we will be live at 8:30, and I will have the details for that. This is not in the TwitchCon, not in the convention center, but it is in downtown San Jose.
It's not great.
Oh, yeah, we're there. We hear you. We hear you.
Now we have Mike. Mike, are you there?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yes.
We do. Good. So
Now,
Yeah. So seriously, I mean, really, truthfully, my thinking is, hold on, let me turn this off. My thinking is we've got I'm a professional musician. You guys are fucking pros at what you do. We should come up with some awesome idea and literally and just blow people's minds. Because the thing is because I know I just think we should blow people's minds. It's not that hard. Right. It's not that hard.
Stop me if you've heard this.
Yeah.
There's no bad ideas in brainstorming. But if me, you, and Brian were going to think of how to just crush everybody's face, right?
Yes.
What I would do is Brian and I would go get a drink while the professional rock star did the thing that he's made a living at.
Oh.
That's what I would. That's again. We can start here. figure one, Brian and Justin come up and do a very quick, ladies and gentlemen, we're Paul F. Tompkins for Tenacious D. The next man asked us to read this. Mike TV's the best ever, ladies and gentlemen, Michael Television. And then we fuck right off, and you be the shining golden rock god that you truly are.
Well,
Okay, so yeah.
that's a fine starting point, but I think
We're starting there. We're starting there.
Oh yeah, and that is and really truthfully, that could be easily done. And the thing is that like, and I definitely have. I mean, I'm figuring that because it's the music stage, I definitely know there's gonna be a lot of the music people there, and I definitely know I've got a lot of songs that I could tease, like Paleophile, My Neighbor's Dog, and a bunch of these songs that would get people, oh my God, no, you can't sing that here, and and kind of build up to a song that I could pull off. Like I know I could single-handedly do that show.
okay.
I know I can do that. So if you guys want me to, I can definitely do that.
That's the base
But-
level.
Yeah.
We're there.
But I
We're there.
think
All right.
it's
All
so
right.
much
We are at square one. And by the way, what we are talking about is we will be on, at least scheduled. It's musicians, so fucking obviously things will probably not be on time. But
Yeah.
we are looking at our slot is 8:25 to whenever we get off.
8:40.
That is at Back Bar Sofa in San Jose. Back Bar Sofa is the venue, and we are scheduled to go on at 8:30, or 8:25. So be there around 8, and we'll be chilling there around 8.
So here's what I was dancing around earlier, Mike. Is what I heard between the lines of what you said is we the three of us are battle-hardened veterans of live stage performances,
Yes.
and the rules
Yes.
are different for live music, for live comedy, for live even magic and all that stuff, different from the screen, and we have an opportunity to truly shine,
Yes.
sharing our gifts with something super slick, super polished. So what's it gonna be?
Yeah, and that's exactly right. The thing is, I think with a minimal amount of coordination and a little bit of preparation, we could show up and blow people away. The thing is that like, because I'm fairly certain that it's going to mostly be people showing up and playing their songs. Like, hey, I got my songs and this is what I'm doing, and and good to see everybody and how you doing. So I think we should show up with a spectacle. Like, I think it would be a lot of fun to just have.
So at
some
what
sort of
point
spectacle.
do I start to explain the history of fire eating? Just you can put music behind it, or like, I mean, you tell me, man. I'm good with whatever. Actually, only 1/3 of a joke there. 2/3 kind of serious.
No, yeah, I know. Well, I mean, yes. Okay, so yeah, and were you saying that from the first, like? Were you saying that because the fire eating did burn your face, or are you saying that?
No. Brian's saying, wait, you want me to parachute in and do
Yeah,
something
yeah.
impressive? Congratulations. I have something that I have in my back pocket at all times that is never more than a trip to Walmart away from being very exciting and impressive.
So yeah, how many live shows or how many shows at TwitchCon are going to involve pyrotechnics?
Well, let's if ours will, let's certainly not talk about it live in advance when somebody might ask about permitting issues. But beyond that, like I guess what I'm saying is, I don't have an axe to offer you, sir, but I do have whatever my stage show is. If we can figure out a way to blend things together and do something that nobody else is doing, that seems like that would be fun.
And I pretty much have, if we're talking about things that are professional, polished acts that have traveled the world for both of you, then I have a trip to the bar where I can watch you guys do something cool.
This
Or
is
an Alex Jones impression. We're really
Hold on.
there.
All right, hold on. We're zeroing in here. Hold on. We got different vectors. We got a good Alex Jones impressions. We got pieces of a magic show. We have a talented rock star. There's something here that everybody's gonna remember forever. Like maybe there could be this moment where there's this breakdown, and then it just it goes to like kind of like a doobie doo doobie doo doobie doo doo. At which point it's like, let me tell you something, people. And then
yeah, and there we go. And then I just. Hey, listen, no one's going to tell you. The history of fire eating is as long as history
and
itself.
then I'm eating fire the entire time. Oh, that'd be amazing. All right, so what?
Actually, Brian, has anybody eaten fire out of a bowl with a spoon? Is that possible? Could you just spoon it in?
It's a fine photo op, but super dangerous, so I'm going to say no. But hold on. If you were to
Also, we don't need to plus fire eating. One of the rare acts that has remained impressive throughout all of history.
What song could you play that thematically would mesh with Alex Jones and a possible eating of fire?
So that's what I was thinking. Is what I could do. What I could do is we could literally set this up like as if, and we could actually get some audience participation. I could kind of pre-write the bare bones of a song, right? And we could literally improv something right there. We could be like, all right, let's write a song where we'd have it kind of like you guys would have heard the melody before, so you'd know this is the melody, this is how it's all going to lay out. You guys could figure out in advance without letting us know what you're going to come up with, and then we could kind of like, so it's sort of like taking my songwriting process and just condensing it down to like my songwriting the chat process, condensing it down to 15 minutes by giving you guys all the tools you need to like, and then we could hand a couple lines off to the audience. So it'd be like, oh my God, they just co-wrote a song right here in 15 minutes, co-wrote some song that is totally salient, totally to the point, and happening right now in front of our faces. This is amazing.
Okay, I just realized that this structure really could work for 3 songs in a row, where it's like you have something at the beginning, talented songwriting or whatever, a bed, and my chat, and everybody knows that I'm going to do a thing. Maybe it's the firing, maybe it's the nail in the nose, maybe it's Escape from a Straitjacket or whatever. But meanwhile, it'll be improv. What do you call that? Rift over by Alex Jones.
Wait, rift over?
Wait, I don't know. What do you call that when there's the bridge?
That I'll be Alex Jonesing over the magic act.
Yeah.
How about this? Mike TV, can you play Firestarter by Prodigy? And Brian will do his fire act. And I'll just don't play my game or I'll text you. Psycho! Somatic, addict, insane!
I could do a medley of all. Yeah, I could do the medley of all fire songs.
Don't waste my time.
We didn't start the fire. The Midnight Oil song, who left the bed burning, whatever that is. Like
who left the bed burning?
Who left the bed burning?
Hold on, there's actually something really good there.
Smoke on the water.
I do believe I'm gonna have to go to Walmart once I get to San Jose. But meanwhile, so we got what, like a 20-minute slot? Is that about right?
I think
yes.
Oh, I thought it was 15 minutes.
Yeah, it's musicians.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah. You're right. Okay.
So
that's the promoter me is like, we only got 15 minutes. Yeah, the musician me is like, yeah, we take as long as we. Yeah, like if we're killing it.
Listen, if this goes over like a shit in a bathtub, then we have 15 minutes. If everybody's fucking grooving, we have 25.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. This might require a little bit of effort, but absent effort, let's say whoopsie doodle. Our bodies make it there, but somehow our effort doesn't. What's your set list gonna be?
So if that's the case, the thing is that like obviously I can do a night attack focused, kind of thing. I mean, I could even go back and review some of the songs like Cat Lady, White Girl, Crazy,
Okay.
I can.
No. All right, number one.
Yeah.
Let me just explain a little bit of the backstory here.
Sure.
When we were in Vegas, through whatever means, I mean, look, TwitchCon is a massive event, and the staff of Twitch has to actually run Twitch for the entire year, and then also put on this gigantic thing. So a lot of stuff, as you might imagine, comes together in the final weeks and days before the event. And so we get word like, oh, hey, there's space on a music stage. And I'm like, well, I have no idea how I got added to this email chain. Yeah. But, in the spirit of, if somebody asks you if you're a god, you say yes.
Amen.
If somebody asks you, what are you going to do with this music slot? I'm like, I don't know. Let me see if Mike TV will be there. If Mike
Yeah.
TV is planning on going, then of course we want a music slot. Like let's go and do it. So now that we have it, I am totally fine with this being more Mike TV and the Night Attacks than it is Night Attack featuring Mike TV.
Sure. Okay,
I've got
sure.
whiplash so hard right now.
Mike TV and the Night Attacks. Oh, I love it. I'm totally with Justin. There's one thing I know about a lot of corporate events or unusual stuff is I go in assuming like, oh my God, I got to be ready with this, that, and the other thing. And no, this is this untested material. And then you get there and you're like, nope, I'm going to do the 4 bits I'm very best at. And boom. So let's enjoy speculating about a little color or flavor here or there.
There is one song that we have performed and we did it improv
Rifle
in
bursts.
the moment that we could put together, and that is of course the legendary cover that we did of GMC Faux Show's Rifles Burst. Actually, Bryce, if you could just so we could get a taste of it. I know that is up on YouTube. I was able to find it very easily while I was applying for this music slot while we were drinking at a TGI Fridays in the Orleans casino 2 weeks ago.
All right, and while that is being queued up, let me remind you that we also did a certain country music cover of a certain text based song that
We could also do mass text.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
we could do the.
Hardest beat you have ever heard. It's got gunshots. What do y'all know harder than that? Taking off our shirts, about to make these rifles burst. Taking off our shirts, about to make these rifles burst. Taking off our shirts, about to make these rifles burst. Taking off our shirts, about to make these rifles burst. Burst, 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 swag. Burst, burst, burst,
Look.
swag. Burst.
Not bad, but I'm not sure how many people would know it.
So the way we make that work, if we really want to pull that off, what we would do is we get all the Diamond Club people there, right, and have them all up in front, and have them lose their minds while the song's going, and people will be like, "Oh shit, I should know this song. Why don't I know this song?" And literally, everybody be like, "Oh, this was amazing!" Like that's how you sell a song that people don't know. Is you have people up in front be like, "This is the most amazing," and then they go, "Oh yeah, it was amazing, dude. Hear that one song I've never heard of? I need to identify. I have to Shazam immediately because."
Well, I'll tell you what. I am kind of with Brian. Brian, I mean, like you're saying we need to bring some more medicine grade. Everybody knows what's going on kind of shit.
Or at least can instantly get it, like they feel in on the joke
Sure.
or the gag
Sure.
or whatever this is, or, whether that's setting it up in advance or just having it be a song they already know. Oh, I thought you were teeing up an idea. I didn't know you were just...
I thought you were
You were
teeing
just
up
like,
an idea,
no.
and I was feeding you.
No, I
So
was just...
unfortunately, I mean the thing is so I do have a handful of songs that I know are well known amongst the Twitch music streaming community as well as the Diamond Club people, and that's like Paleophile, My Neighbor's Dog. Those songs are songs that when I get rated by music streamers is usually a request of theirs. Now I don't know if I can play those. I don't know if this
If
is a family friendly.
yeah.
So if it is.
I mean, it is. We're going on at 8:30 at a bar, so
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess that's probably enough time where you can sing about kissing a dinosaur, but not fucking it. Right?
Well, and plus also you can...
that is pre-watershed.
You can also dance around it and alter. But I'll tell you what, if we want to make it Mike TV and the Night Attacks, my guess is you have some great songs with very simple choruses that we can sing along to in the background. Like I was, I don't know if you can make a clean version of I Hate Everyone or whatever, but like I can sing along to that.
I do. In fact, I do. We can definitely do the Grey's Anatomy version of "I Hate Everyone," and which is like, yeah, that's totally doable. And that's family friendly. So yeah, so I mean, if we're gonna do.
I was going to say, if we have enough fans there, this is one of those judgment calls we'll have to make at the very last minute, is whether or not it's worth, closing out with a lullaby if we'll get enough sing-alongs on there, or maybe even get 4 or 5 people up on stage with us to be like, hey, we're all going to sing a song for you. You don't know it, but it's important to us. It's our lullaby. It's how we end every live stream. Here we go. And then we'll perform, because I know the words to that one too.
Yeah, and that in fact, we could even do that. I could start that off. I could start that off as with me playing, and we could just get people. We could get people singing in the audience, and you guys singing, and then you guys rush up on stage, and then I could stop playing, and I could just back off, and you guys could and the crowd could, and that would be a great way to end the thing, is with the lullaby with people on like people rushing the stage just singing the song, and that would be a great. And people would be like, oh my god, you see that? Like people, so that would be a great way to pull it off.
All right, listen, wild idea. Let me just throw it out here.
Set everybody on fire.
What if you covered the song that Bryce sang karaoke, and he was able to sing?
Yeah,
with the
do you
voice
actually
of
know
an
this one?
angel.
I actually think we have a clip.
Oh
queued
no,
up here.
yeah. If you don't mind pulling that up.
Oh yeah. Then play and ready, cue and go and take and.
Oh, I swear to God, this is it. I just realized that this has got to be the. No, too much. Okay. Oh my God, you would crush it. Ugh.
Yeah.
I mean, by the way, it is TwitchCon. We're more likely to have people sing along to that song than fucking Paleophile.
Amen. Yeah. Amen.
The weebs will flow in San Jose this weekend. That is for fucking sure.
That's very funny.
All right, so Mike, you will definitely be there. Again, that is at Back Bar Sofa on Friday night. 8:25 is when we're scheduled to go on Friday. Who knows exactly what will...
When does it start? Because I'm fairly certain that if it starts... Oh, it starts at 7. So, so they'll probably have lost 30 to 40 minutes by that point in time.
What is the...
7 with... If they're doing an act every 10 minutes or 15 minutes, if they're 10, 15-minute sets, right? So they're doing between 5 and 6 an hour, or 4 and 6 an hour, and we're in the middle of hour 2. They'll probably have lost about half an hour, maybe even 40 minutes. Like that's just rock and roll scheduling stuff. Like there's people that are scheduled at midnight. There's a chance they're not even going to go on. Like that's that's sad. I mean, maybe they're draconian about it, but that's just not the way rock shows work.
We'll see. Be there around 7:30. We will be there around 7:30. You can hang out with us. It'll be a great time. And then we're gonna do whatever the hell we're gonna do. But I'll guarantee you that will be that time that we melted them faces, and you will be scarred for life.
Yeah.
If someone was looking for like any information about this, is there a name of this event? Because you said it's not within TwitchCon itself, right? Is there anything anyone can look up?
This is being organized by Twitch.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm just thinking in case there's a cover, or if people need badges, or if there's invitations, RSVP, something.
I don't think.
Okay.
Babcat in the chat says musicstreamer.net.
That is just a link to a website.
Yeah, that's
Okay. Here's what it's called. Face to Face with the 2, like you are too fast, too furious. Live music after hour show at TwitchCon. Friday, the 26th, 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. And then, it is, people that I was talking to were connected to Twitch at least.
So the RSVP is at musicstreamer.net. So you may want to RSVP to this. Musicstreamer.net, the Friday stage show.
Hey, by the way, if there's one thing I know from these type of events, hit your mark and then GTFO. Don't get up there. Don't soak in the atmosphere. Don't soak in the love or nothing. Get in there, rock them, melt their faces, apologize, and leave.
Oh yeah, well I was thinking I'm gonna go in kind of full rock show, right? So I'm gonna go in and like literally be like hands up and like, how you guys doing, motherfuckers? Give me a hug! Like I'm gonna try to get immediately start out with like fiery rock and roll energy and be like, let's rock and roll, everybody, you know. So the thing is like it's 15 minutes. I've got one chance to fucking like, you know, just like set people on fire. And it'd be a lot easier if there actually was some sort of physical element that I could use to actually set them on fire, Brian. But, you know, I'm not saying...
I mean, I don't know. Walmart, I don't know if there's a Walmart in California. The important thing is that the structure's simple. Brian and Justin say, welcome to the Night Attack music part of the show. Here's our musician. Go. And then we come back and we're like, what? Isn't he great? What's that? You want to hear another one? Go. And then... Like, I love dinosaurs. Do you love dinosaurs, Justin?
Yeah. Oh, so much I'd fuck them. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike TV.
Wah! Oh, I sure am sleepy. I just want to lay down and sing me to sleep, Music Man.
And then we literally fall asleep and wake up 8 hours later very refreshed. All right. So it says that the RSVP is full. Just show up.
Yeah.
Everything can be figured out.
Agreed.
Cool.
All right, Mike, are you excited to come out to TwitchCon? This will be your second TwitchCon, right?
Yeah, and last year was absolutely mind blowing. Like every single moment was just awesome. Great people, really super fun. I'm super excited. And now I'm going to be running across a lot of people that I met last year, but also a lot of people that I met on my tour. Diamond Club people that I met on my tour are coming out. So it's just like I'm figuring that I'm just going to be ejaculating nonstop, you know, the entire time. I will lose like 8 or 10 pounds.
So everybody bring your Gallagher plastic sheets to hold in front of you when you meet Mike, because there's come a flying.
And by the way, if you're wondering where Mike is, just listen for the sound of oh God, oh fuck, it's still happening.
It won't stop! It won't stop! It keeps... Oh, my God!
Eat shit, Buddha. This is Nirvana. I don't know if that's the right religion.
I love that we both skipped the pleasure part of Mike ejaculating nonstop and just went right to the unending hellscape of being unable to stop coming. Oh, man. Life is pain. Anyway, Mike, thank you so much for coming on.
Yeah.
We're going to have a great time at TwitchCon this weekend. So, again, that is Back Bar Sofa. Come on by at whenever you can get in. So if you roll by at 7, we'll see whether or not you can get in. And otherwise, just say that you're with Night Attack. We're going on at 8:30, whatever. We'll figure it out. And then Mike TV Live is your Twitch channel if people want to watch you stream and be awesome.
Thank you, gentlemen. I'll see you in just a couple of days.
Oh my God, yeah, it really is just in a couple of days. That's crazy.
Yeah, I know.
All right, so long, Mike.
Adios. Cheers.
All right, cheers, Mike TV, ladies and gentlemen.
Good golly. Do we have any letters?
Yeah, we got a few letters here. Why don't you give me
Sure.
like a minute?
I'll tell you what. Should we do Diamond Time in the meantime, or?
Okay, then I won't be able to look at letters.
Oh, okay.
So we'll do Diamond Time.
We'll talk about.
Because letters are at the end
The movie draft minute.
All right, here we go.
You're a real piece of work.
Actually, Bryce, I think there's a clip that we have that describes this moment in time.
Stop.
Okay,
Stop.
here's
Be
the
kind.
movie draft
Be
minute.
kind.
Welcome to Movie Draft Minute, presented by CosmicRadio.tv for the week of October 22nd, 2018. I'm your host, Roberto Villegas. Laurie Strode comes to her final confrontation with Michael Myers, the masked figure who has haunted her since she narrowly escaped his killing spree on Halloween night 4 decades ago. Does anyone guess what I'm doing this year? Anywho, let's go check the scoreboard. Team Core Killers and Team John Trekker are both tied for 5th place. Still waiting for the first film. Team Justin is in 4th place, $30.4 million. Team DTNS is in 3rd place with $110.1 million. Team Nicole is in 2nd place, $186.2 million. And in 1st place, whopping $195 million. It's Team Brian. And that is your Movie Draft Minute for the week of October 22nd, 2018.
Hey, Brian, I'm fucked.
Yeah, you and me both, sir. I don't know what Bohemian Rhapsody is going to make, but I know it wasn't worth the 34 game dollars I paid for it, even though the buzz is quite positive.
Yeah, but you want to? A Star Is Born is overperforming for you. A Star Is Born is doing what I needed First Man to do. So
Well, but even then, you know what? You're right. Like, Venom, Nicole paid almost 60 game dollars for, and it's at 172 million. A Star Is Born, I paid $17 for, and it's at almost 130 million. So the question is, we were talking about this on Cord Killers last night, whether or not A Star Is Born might be one of those Lincoln moments. You remember a few years ago, like I was out, OUT out dead, and Scott Johnson was going to win, and then Lincoln got 8 Oscar noms, and I was able to creep across the finish line. I wonder, it'd be interesting to see if we got close to that again.
I think that you got the movie. I was hoping that both First Man and A Star Is Born would be those movies. I had the shot to outbid you for A Star Is Born. I did not, and that will be my everlasting regret. Like that is because I assumed that First Man would have a little bit of that Whiplash, La La Land, like box office charm to it, and it was a great movie. I enjoyed watching it, but I can understand, having watched it, that it's like, if you're not a history nerd, half of which were pissed off for a stupid controversy, or a film nerd, that you're really like, oh my God, that was evocative placement cinema. I really felt like I was in the thing. Then it's like, it's just a long movie about a person that's not necessarily super charismatic.
Well, and they talk about, like, if you want a mega hit, you got to hit the 4 quadrants, young, old, male, female, and stuff. And it was as though First Man set out to, hold on. What if instead of 4 quadrants, we restricted ourselves to 1 quadrant and subdivided that quadrant into 4 quadrants, separating out all the extroverts, making Buzz Aldrin, the one extrovert in the Gemini program, look like an asshole, and then also all the people who like to communicate and talk.
And fuck you, it did hit all 4 quadrants. Introverts, wives of introverts, fans of the space program, and people who have survived deaths in a small town. Like, all 4 quadrants.
It's funny because, meanwhile, of course, A Star Is Born, it's the other 4 quadrants. Bradley Cooper, Lady Gaga, music, and that's the end of it.
Lady Gaga and separately music.
Yes, it's a complicated set of quadrants. It's crazy.
Weird.
Yeah, it's like, hey, do you like Lady Gaga, a person who sold like a jillion albums? Then on you guys alone, watch the Lady Gaga story as dramatized in this movie, where she sings songs and falls in love and then falls out of love.
Did you ever end up seeing it?
No, I will. I've been on this whole fucking month has been a total blur between, like, every weekend. This is going to be the 4th weekend in a row that I either have a wedding or an event. And then I get a week off where I have to prep for a live show in San Francisco, election night. Go ahead and get your tickets, bit.ly/wavewatch. And then I go to Orlando for my mom's birthday. But anyway, that's all shit that is boring. Want to know what's not? Diamond Time. Diamond Time is where you can shout out your project right here on the show. Just head on over to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club, and the top 3 posts get read every week. Bryce laid down somebody did. Yeah, Bryce laid down the motherfucking law and said, if these posts are long, we ain't reading them. And goddamn, is he right? And Hot Beverages won. She won by keeping it brief. dctv.link/420burbswag, BIRBSWAG. Just a picture of her birds. You want to know what? She won. So that's number 1 this week.
And by the way, didn't just win like with us selecting it, but like won by the popular vote and the electoral vote. Congratulations. Well done, Hot Beverages. Meanwhile, Keith says, hey folks, Keith here, asking you to vote for my video in this year's ADHD Awareness Month contest. That's dctv.link/quote / every vote helps, each word capitalized. Thank you for your help. And if you know someone who has ADHD, you might want to give them a link to my Awareness Month playlist. That's DCTV link / 2 mini videos, each word capitalized.
And finally, Tweak900 says, hey, fellow chat realmers, I'll make this one short and sweet. My girlfriend's looking for new projects to make with yarn. All Diamond Club-related ideas are welcome. Check out her work and make suggestions at bit.ly/yarnswag.
Also, Austin is urged to boil water as health officials warn of bacteria. bit.ly/boil that water.
Here we go. We got a bonus one. Look, if y'all keep it fucking short, maybe we'll bust out 4 or 5 of these. You never know. You got to go on over to reddit.com/r/Diamond Club or diamondclub.reddit.com. Look for the Diamond Time post at the top of the page. And remember, friends, brevity is the soul of wit.
The whole like boiling water thing is really weird because like when you're so everybody has that first moment that they're told that water is jacked and that you need to boil it. But all of us like are resentful of whoever it is that told us because they act like you should have already known. I went to Chick-fil-A and wanted a soda and they were like, no, because the water. And I was like, is that a thing? And they were like, yes. And then they handed me a soda. Yeah, anyway. Do we have any letters?
Yes, we do. Can everything is broken, and
no, I'll be happy to sing along to the song that sings.
Okay, well,
and the Skype does rings.
So please, okay. Everything is broken, and I'm not doing very good right now. So,
well, that's fine. That's why you don't have to worry about it, buddy. That's why I got my wordsmithy on.
Okay.
I just listen. This is a really good time, guys. I'm glad. I didn't mean to arrange all of this just so the two of us could talk directly to each other.
Yeah.
No, not.
Oh, am I not in this?
No, you know, look, you're busy. Yeah, you've got work to do. I'm
Okay.
talking to the audience.
Thanks.
Me and the audience. Can I tell you some real shit? I ran into my brother casually at the motherfucking gym yesterday. It was fucking great. We wrapped up my
you saw him at the
workout. No. Casually ran into him at the gym.
Oh, that's great.
Like that was the amazing thing. Like so I do my workout and plus here's the best part. Jay didn't even recognize me.
What?
He recognized my trainer and did the eyebrow lift kind of half hand wave thing as he was like, "Oh, that's my trainer. Oh, she's with someone." Then secondarily realized that somebody was his brother. And it was like, oh, you're like, oh, hey, how are you, trainer? And then looks over like, oh, hey, what's up, bro? Like I was second fiddle. I was, and Scooper Nova Girl in the chat points out, oh, so he got his membership back. No, got it back means he wouldn't get the new member benefits. He got to be a brand new member at the gym.
So you got the special the special discount price.
Yes, well, he got some like a training coupons or whatever. But I'm so unbelievably happy for him, and it's I don't know. Every time I see him, he just looks better and better. And he popped into the chat. I don't know if he's still there right now, but I couldn't be happier or more proud. Everything just seems to be getting better and better. I believe.
Wait, I skipped over this. Do you guys have the same trainer?
We do now. He was not doing a trainer, but I pointed out, I was like, hey man, take a look at this. I did this for Godzilla once. And then Jay was like, that looks pretty good.
Nice. Hey, welcome back, Justin.
Well, hello, Bryce.
We have a few emails here. So before everything breaks again, I would like to read them all. So here we go. The first one is from Babcat. He asks, what is your favorite Smurf? Which I think is interesting that he didn't say who.
Well, keep in mind, Smurf is that all-inclusive word.
Oh, he's asking your favorite verb.
Yeah, or thing. I mean, what the? You know, I once threw a Smurf right up of a Smurf.
Okay,
that's a lot of nouns.
So
Yeah,
Brian,
no, I mean, I'll tell you what, you can fit your whole Smurf in that Smurf.
Okay, you want to play a game?
what is your favorite Smurf?
Hold on. Let's
Okay,
play a game. Let's straight up steal a bit that Don and Mike used to do, which is take turns naming Smurfs without cheating on Google or anything, and see who can go the longest.
Cheat.
Yeah,
All
do you
right,
want to go
you're
first or
probably
second?
gonna win. Spoiler alert, but let's go.
Okay, I'll
You
go
go
first
because you challenged.
Brainy Smurf.
Papa Smurf.
Yep. Jokey Smurf.
Lady Smurf.
Close.
No,
Smurfette. I'll give it to you.
okay.
I'll give it to you. I'll give it to you.
Smurfette. Yeah.
Was his name Vanity? Vanity Smurf? He just walked around with a fucking mirror looking at himself?
We're,
Oh, wait. I know this. All right. Tax Smurf. The one that was always talking about your deductions.
Close.
Vanity,
there was
Vanity Smurf is
Smurf.
real.
Okay.
Vanity Smurf is real. He had a flower.
By the way, that's the point I tap out. Gargamel doesn't count.
No.
Although, yeah, no, I think that's. Oh no, wait, I already said Jokey. How many other Smurfs were there?
Let's see if I can find out how many Smurf names that there are.
What was up with them? And also, what did Gargamel and Azrael want with these goddamn Smurfs? Was that just like some like Hans Christian Andersen shit that kind of lost in translation by the 80s?
If I remember correctly, they could like make gold if they boiled them in a cup or something. Then
That
so they
seemed fucked up. That seems like one of them old Bavarian legends that, like, you know, because like when you're a kid, you're just like, all right, it's just Tom and Jerry. Like, big thing wants to kill little thing, and that's the funny part. But like, I don't really need all that lore. In fact, it's really fucked up when you talk about like, wait, he wanted to like boil them and make like, because like at that point, if you're gonna prove that it's real, one of them has to get boiled and be made into gold.
I mean, yeah, otherwise it's not a credible threat. That's just bad script writing. Also, somebody in the chat pointed out that that Mike O'Mara, they don't do the Don and Mike show because Don Geronimo retired, but Mike O'Mara does the show. Him and Rob do the King of the Blank game. And we talked about it years ago when they called and prank called me that one time. That was really surreal and precious to me.
Some other Smurfs that you missed were Grouchy Smurf,
Oh, yeah, he's so grouchy.
Hefty Smurf,
He's so fat.
Baby Smurf,
What's that?
Baby Smurf,
Oh,
Such a
it's so
bitch.
juvenile.
Greedy Smurf,
Boy, he was generous.
Jokey Smurf.
I already said that one.
Oh, you said that one.
Yeah.
Handy Smurf.
Boy, did he love to ejaculate constantly.
Who is Handy Smurf? Oh, he's like you'll
like a-
fix some shit.
like
Okay,
Building,
gotcha.
yeah.
Lazy
A
Smurf.
shocking charges leveled as Handy Smurf is Me Too'd. We should have saw it coming, says the rest of the Smurf community.
Poet Smurf and Chef Smurf, of course. Everyone knows. Tracker Smurf.
I mean, I'll tell you what, they're only a clothes Smurf and a interior decorating Smurf away from being Smurfy.
Cowboy Smurf. Editor Smurf. holding
Editor
a
Smurf.
newspaper.
I love to think that Editor Smurf is just interrupting people. He's just like, listen, I'm sorry, I don't want to note this to death, but if you don't mind, if you could just, just a little fatty on the intro, just dial it back a bit.
That's line producer Smurf, please.
That's so sorry.
Okay, so there are
Coked
our
up
favorite
Smurf?
Smurfs.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. We've got Flavored Toothpaste sent in this picture of his cat.
It's a cool cat, man. I wonder if a squirrel's constantly throwing acorns at it.
Dad cat enjoying
Dad breeze.
I don't know why that has stuck. Because even now that I'm like friends with Darren, like I hang out with Darren, there's probably at least once every time I hang out with him that I just say out loud for no reason, nor do I think he remembers it, that on an episode of NSFW forever ago, his cat was just behind him and it wasn't even funny. Somebody just wrote in the chat, "Dat cat enjoying dat breeze."
And plus
it
also
stuck around forever.
It was also one of those moments where, number one, I remember doing that show and thinking that cat looks like it's having a good time. And then I saw in the chat, all caps, "Dat cat enjoying dat breeze." And then I was like, that's really funny. And I want to interrupt the flow of the interview, but I won't do that. And then Justin, who normally is the one keeping us on rails, just stopped the show to just shout that cat enjoying that breeze. And then the best part, the denouement of the whole thing, is that we said, I want to say it was like the title was like 4 random items, one of which was breeze, but I believe if it was Tony that edited it, or I don't know who it was, but they didn't know what we meant by breeze, so they spelled it BREES, and so the title is still called something breeze, like
Like a cheese?
Like a cheese breeze.
Okay.
Which is what I call myself.
Somebody find me that clip. I want to revisit that cat enjoying that breeze.
Oh man. Okay.
That cat enjoying Drew Brees.
Okay, so we got one last email here from Meredith. They write, "Hello, Night Attack 3-Way. You might know that this past Thursday, this was October 11th, was National Coming Out Day. I recently came out as a trans woman and wanted y'all's opinion on a divisive subject, tucking. Do you think a trans woman should tuck their trouser snake, or do you think it's cool to just rock the bulge? I figured if there's anyone I could trust on giving honest opinions, I'd bet it would be you three. Peace and love, Meredith."
I mean, number one, it seems like tucking would be very unpleasant. And I suppose it depends on the situation and the outfit and all that. But in general, I don't tend to assess what gender somebody is presenting by immediately staring at their crotch. I'm pretty good at context clues. Like if you're wearing a certain type of clothing, have your hair styled a certain type of way.
I would actually say, hey, look, there are a couple things that would determine my answer to this. And of course, the number one and total answer is you do you, Pikachu.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like,
no, absolutely.
That's the number one, right? But subdividing beyond what your interests are, like, where are you living? Because it's a different decision if it's December in Buffalo than if you're on South Beach, right? Like, if you're trying to rock a one piece, then maybe giving her a little tuckaroo might not be the worst decision on the planet. If you're just rocking a fucking parka anyway, then who gives a fuck? Let it all hang out. Yeah. All you got to care about is your fucking, anything that anyone's going to see it sticking out of the top. So, like, in general, I don't know. I like, that is a discipline for which I do not have a lot of reps on. I can only assume that it is your decision.
I love that Meredith emailed this in to 2 married men also.
Well,
white married men.
But yeah, thank you, Meredith. Thank you, everybody who submits emails. mail@nightattack.tv. Send them in.
Yeah, and by the way, now we're getting the flow with this emails. We're starting to get good emails. Like that.
Don't jinx it. Don't jinx it.
No, go on. Just talk about how easy it is and how we're just rocking it from now on. Keep going.
I'm just saying, this is a good template. You have to build by the DNA of like, hey, look, we got 3 good emails. We can make a living on this segment if we keep getting 3 good emails a week.
Yeah.
Mail at attack.tv.
That's right.
Man, oh man, dude, what a trip. Scoop Fest. We got TwitchCon coming up. Not even sure if we're going to be able to have a show at it, whatever TwitchCon's going to be, but we're really excited about it. Probably a lot of live streaming over at twitch.tv/nightattack.
Yeah, I think I might have to invest in a little IRL rig so we can IRL, put it up the Night Attack channel. Be a fun time. Brian, what did we learn?
We learned that, man, that Kepler, he loves to get knocked in the noggins by some acorns.
We learned actually that there's a clip that we had queued up of something that we had learned. I think we actually had a clip ready to go, and here we go in 3, 2.
Oh God. I was way more comfortable with this the first play, and now I'm very self-conscious about it.
It's great. It's great. You're only getting uncomfortable with it because you're so close. You perceive flaws that none of us can see. The sun is very bright and it shines wonderfully, and you are all that is right in the world. Thank you so much, Bryce Castillo. Do me a favor, buddy. I'll see you next Tuesday.
Dying fire.
Attack, I love you.
Diamond Club hopes you have enjoyed this program.